Welcome back to your own Reviews channel where we review and break down movies. In this video we will review a comedy thriller movie from year 2009 named City Island. Spoilers alert! Let's start our review. Living on City Island in the Bronx, Vince Rizzo, a prison guard, resides with his dysfunctional family, each harboring their own secrets. Vince's hidden truth is that his illegitimate son is actually the 24-year-old prison inmate Tony Nardella, who is incarcerated in the same prison where Vince works. Vince decides to keep this revelation from his family and takes steps to release Tony from prison. He then hires Tony as help to construct a bathroom in the outhouse of his home within a month, all in an effort to establish a connection with his son without his family's knowledge. Meanwhile, Vince has been discreetly taking acting lessons from Michael Malakoff and forms a close friendship with Molly, an aspiring actress. In a moment of vulnerability, Vince confides in Molly about lying to his wife about a poker game and shares the truth about Tony. Vince's family is completely dysfunctional. His son, Vince Jr., lacks interest in academics, fearing he will end up in a job like his father's. Vince defends his own job, claiming it's better than being a secretary like his wife, Joyce. Joyce regrets not finishing college due to her pregnancy with their daughter, Vivian. Vince mentions knowing Tony's mother previously, leading Joyce to suspect him of infidelity. At the dinner table, Vince Jr. asks Vivian if her breasts are growing. Vince seeks comfort in Molly's company, who encourages him to audition for upcoming movies. Vince attends the audition for a Martin Scorsese film starring De Niro, only to find a long line. Meanwhile, Vivian, their 20-year-old daughter, hides her suspension from college, scholarship loss, breast implants, and new job as a stripper. Their youngest child, Vinny, has a secret fetish for feeding large women and fantasizes about their neighbor. Vinny uses Joyce's credit card to access porn sites dedicated to large women. Vince's wife, Joyce, believes that she has lost all intimacy in her marriage and starts pursuing Tony sexually, unaware that he is her stepson. Meanwhile, Vince Jr. comes across Tony's mugshot and discovers that he is a convicted felon. He shares this information with Vivian. On the other hand, Vince manages to secure an audition for a role in a Martin Scorsese film. Initially, he performs poorly, but the casting director motivates him to delve into the character's persona, resulting in a flawless scene. He receives a call back for further consideration. While Vince is pursuing his acting dreams, his wife and Tony engage in a sexual relationship. Feeling suspicious, Joyce calls Vince at his workplace, only to find out that he called in sick. She then contacts his mobile phone, and Vince, who is actually at the audition, lies and claims to be at work. This leads Joyce to believe that Vince is being unfaithful. In an attempt to confront him, Joyce drives Tony to a secluded location under the pretense of buying supplies, intending to engage in sexual activity. However, Tony refuses and reveals that Vince is not cheating on her. Vince, Jr. forms a friendship with the neighbor, who assists in bringing him closer to an overweight girl he has been attracted to at school. As the family's numerous dysfunctions reach a breaking point, tensions escalate. Tony, finally deciding to escape the chaos of the Rizzo household, takes their car. On his way out, he spots Vince sitting with Molly and suspects that Vince may be cheating on Joyce, only to find Vivian working at the strip club. Meanwhile, Joyce discovers Molly's business card inside Vince's book. Tony decides to bring Vivian back home in the family car. Vince brings Molly home to finally confess the truth to Joyce that he is pursuing a career in acting. However, Joyce mistakenly believes that Vince brought Molly home to reveal that he has a mistress. Joyce confronts Vince, mentioning that she had an intimate encounter with Tony that day and felt a sense of fulfillment she hadn't experienced in years. Just before the group is on the verge of being torn apart by a violent outburst, Vince unveils the truth about everything. Molly is Vince's manager, Vince had an audition that day, Tony stole the car, and Vivian is a stripper. Tony is astonished to discover that the dysfunctional family he sought to escape is actually his own. Vivian and the others acknowledge their flaws, while Vince expresses a willingness to address the family's problems and work towards resolving them. The group, now filled with a sense of relief, comes together in a spirit of forgiveness, embracing Tony with open arms as a fresh addition to their peculiar yet affectionate family. Vince secures the coveted film role, while Molly bids farewell to the town and reunites with her own kin. Here the movie ends. If you like this review, then please hit like, share it with your mates, and subscribe my channel.